No! It's clearly raining. We're going to the extreme today. I don't know why I got to make it harder for myself, but I'm going to start a fire on a rainy day, and I'm going to show you an amazing fire starter. Stay tuned. That's going to make it more extreme. Let's go see what we can do. A lot of you who watch my videos probably see me wear this. Well, this is my fire drop. So I take it, and it's basically a lark's head knot that I use. I flip it upside down, and there you go. I got my fire starter. But there's a lot more to this than you can imagine, so stay tuned and enjoy the episode. It's a beautiful survival fashion accessory. Don't leave home without it. I know where my fire drop is at all times. We're going to start with 100% cotton balls, 100% pure cotton. That's very important. Then we're going to start off with Vaseline, which is also known as petrolatum. So you might find it helpful to have some gloves, and this keeps your hands cleaner. And a paper plate. Take a cotton ball and a Vaseline, and you're going to saturate this as best you can. Really get it gooped up. Roll it around. Let the heat of your hands kind of warm it up too. And then goop it up some more. The Vaseline is going to be your fuel. Whenever this is burning nicely for you, you're not going to complain that you did all this extra work. I like to heat it up and let it kind of warm up and melt. So put it somewhere warm where it heats up, and then take it out. Once it's done cooling, goop it up some more. Give it a second coating. I like definitely to give it a second coating after the Vaseline has saturated the cotton ball. Then I put the cotton ball on the paper plate. Now that we have our cotton ball and Vaseline ready, now it's time to put it on something. So I like aluminum foil. Heavy duty is preferred. The cotton ball goes on. Let's talk about some duct tape. I find that cheap duct tape works for me if I'm making a lot of them. But sometimes I like heavier duty stuff that's bright so I can find it. I like orange, but red's for a special purpose. We'll talk about that later. You might like Gorilla duct tape. Some people are really crazy about that brand, so you pick and choose whatever tape works for you the best. Now we have the cotton ball on the foil. Now we're going to duct tape it. So sometimes I get a little bit of duct tape on the surface that I'm taping so the foil doesn't move, and I tape half of the cotton ball on there. And to get it off easier, I can use scissors. The next move is to tape the cotton ball on, so I'm going to get the other side. I'm going to be real careful with this. I'm going to cut this off, and now I'm going to carefully get everything incorporated. Every single side. One side, the other side, this edge, that edge. Then I'm going to push everything together. And that's going to make it like a bubble wrap. Next on the agenda is to make it look good. So we have to cut the excess foil. And now we'll make it look neat on this other side also. So now we have this packet and I'm going to fold it so one half is covered, and then I'm going to cover the other half. This side's a little bit longer, this side's a little bit shorter, so I'm going to fold the longer side over. So this longer side is going to go over. So now I have this little packet. The next tool that you'll find that's handy is the hole puncher. And I think this is what makes the Firedrop, because it's a wearable, portable fire starting tool or aid for you. Now it's time to punch a hole. One thing to note before you use the hole punch, make sure you're lined up. This is obvious, but don't let these sections be over on one side or the other. And also, you don't want to get too close to the Firedrop because sometimes the Vaseline oozes out. So give yourself about a finger space away or a thumb space away, and then use that for your guide, going straight for the center. Now that I have the hole punched, I'm going to cut off a section. Now I'm going to round off the edge. A little bit there, a little bit there. And this right here is the Firedrop. You take it, you open it up when you need it, and you pop out the cotton ball and Vaseline in there. I made this one really nice because you can see all three holes there and all three holes there. Sometimes you get it where one of them's messed up a little bit, but try to make them as even as you can. One option you have is carrying a Firedrop on a pack or any kind of gear you have. So what I did was I made a loop. So I made a lark's head, and when I need it, I take it out. So I'll run through this with you how I made it. Take some jute twine, cut it. We're going to form this into a loop. So we're going to take it and make an overhand knot. So you fold it into a loop and then do an overhand knot. And there you go. Now you got a loop. So it matches the other one that I made. Take your zipper. I'm going to put the side that doesn't have the knot on it through. And I'm going to take the side that doesn't have the knot, and I'm going to put that through. That way you get the unknotted side. You put the loop through the Firedrop. Sometimes it helps to go half and half. So do half a Firedrop first, and then you do the other half. Okay, now that we're through, everything's lined up nicely, as you can see. And then you open up the loop and put the Firedrop through. So that's really simple. You don't have to cut anything. When you need the Firedrop, take the loop, pull it, and then the Firedrop goes through it. And then now everything should just come out real nice and smooth. Here's an option you might be interested in. I have this elastic cord. It's about the same length as a jute cord that I had, so I'm going to tie the overhand knot in it. Since I don't need the top piece, it's possible to cut the ends off. Now I have a stretchy loop. I can put the stretchy loop in, same as before. I put the loop through the zipper, and I put the nice clean loop through. Now we got the Firedrop in. I'm going to put the loop around the Firedrop, and there we have it. This is a little bit long, but it has a little bit of give. So if I wanted to, I can make this shorter. You have the option. You could always carry the cotton balls and Vaseline in a Ziploc bag. The old film containers was a common way to do it, but I think if you have more Firedrops available and spread loaded throughout your gear and on your body, you'll have them when you need them. Now we're going to talk about something that I call Firedrop 2. I do like the foil and the duct tape is the original Firedrop because you can pop it open easy and get to the cotton ball and Vaseline and start your fire. Now, I also have this. This is 2 mil plastic drop cloth, but I also have a freezer bag. This is a quart size, and what I did was I cut the ends off, put the cotton ball and Vaseline on there, and I'm going to tape it up. I'm getting one side as far as I can go reasonably, and I'm going to tape the other side. And I really want to make sure that the ends are taped down nicely. Some of it might seem a little excessive with how much duct tape I use, but when your life's on the line, you'll be glad you did it correctly. Now I'm going to carefully fold this down. This could be done as is. This actually looks pretty good. Remember to pinch it together. Sometimes if I'm worried about it, I'll put an extra piece of duct tape over the part that was open, so that would give a little bit of extra protection there. So since I cut it, I'm going to put it down there, but that's all I really need. Everything is nicely taped down, pushed together. Now it's time to cut everything out. So now you can see, now I know that, oh, I got cotton ball and Vaseline. So I'm going to cut the border out. There's probably enough plastic here to make 2, but for the sake of demonstration and teaching you how to make this, we're going to go like this. We'll cut the end off here. Now with the other fire drop, same principle applies. You fold over one side, and then you fold over the other side, trying to cross them as best you can. The best overlap you can get. And then just like before, we'll fold the long side over, trying to keep all the bends in. The other one was easier because the foil kept everything together, but this one's still working. A word of caution, when you make your hole, don't make it too close to the cotton ball and Vaseline, because the connection might get ruined and some of the Vaseline might ooze up through. You definitely want to give that thumb width with the cotton ball and Vaseline, so I'm going to make mine here. Do what you know, like we talked about before. Cut the top off, round off the top, and there is your fire drop 2. So there's all the holes, 3 holes on top, 3 on the bottom, and you can see the cotton ball and Vaseline. This is a little close. I should have made it a little further away, but I just wanted you to see. So this is one I made earlier that I didn't follow that principle. Here's an example of what I told you. If the fire drop is too close to the end, some of the Vaseline is going to ooze through the opening when you make it. So you can see how some of the Vaseline oozed through the opening. So you definitely don't want to make the hole too close to the end. So I wanted you to know that. This is a little bit more sturdy of a fire drop. It's a little harder to get through the plastic, where the foil's a little bit easier to get to. So definitely in an emergency, the foil's your quicker way, but this might travel better and be more resistant to accidentally breaking or popping open, even though I never had a regular fire drop pop open with the foil. I got fire drop number 3. This is duct tape on duct tape. So there we go right there. I didn't cut the duct tape off perfectly, but in this case it actually helped. It helped hold things together. So there's duct tape on one side, duct tape on the other side. So it's more robust. It's going to be harder to break through, but you know you're going to have your cotton ball and Vaseline when you need it. So it's a trade-off. It's durable, even though after we fold things up, things are protected. So even with the fire drop number 1, by the time you open it up and get to the foil has been protected in layers of duct tape, but this one's even more durable. I've swam with something like this before, and it's worked for me. Okay, to make fire drop number 3, it helps to have 4 pieces of duct tape. I pre-cut these, so I'm going to overlap them. And then the cotton ball and Vaseline goes in the middle. Next, I'm going to cover one side the best I can, kind of pushing it in a little bit. And then I'm going to add the third piece. And just like before, I want to make sure there's good overlap in the center and on the sides. So this one overlapped nicely. Push it together. If I was a little bit worried about it, I could put that extra piece of duct tape on there. Same thing as before. Cut the borders off. Then you fold it in. Fold it in once, fold it twice. And there you go. Punch your hole, and then you got fire drop number 3. Once you have your hole punched, round it off, and it looks really good. Let's talk about some alternative methods. You may carry a tissue or a napkin with you, and you might also have chapstick with you to keep your lips from getting chapped up. Take some chapstick, which is the Vaseline fuel, and then mix it together quite nicely. And you essentially made a cotton ball and Vaseline out of stuff that you might already be carrying with you. Smear it in good, use more than what I showed you, and then you can like this, and that's going to be your cotton ball and Vaseline substitute. Now we're going to get clever. We're going to take some Neosporin, or in this case triple antibiotic ointment. You're going to make a cotton ball and Vaseline out of that. And you'll also take some red duct tape this time. That way you can make it into a first aid fire drop. I like to take a Sharpie and draw a cross on it so it looks like a first aid fire drop. So basically with this, when you need it, you open it up, pop the Vaseline, and you put it on a cut or something. And that way you have a way of applying first aid to yourself. Or if you're in an emergency and you need that fire, you can start a fire with this. So it has 2 purposes at least. Speaking of dual purposes, this fire drop, you take it, you open it up, and then pop it. When you need it, you rub it on your lips. So now you have some form of chapstick. So it's a way of protecting your skin. Or you could put it on any parts of your body that are chafing. So that's a nice application of this too, besides fire starting. Let's take this to the next level. Say you have a tarp and you want to put a guy line on it. In this case, I'm using a survival scarf. I have a line with an overhand loop knot in here and a fire drop. So I'm going to ball up the fire drop, put it in the corner, and make a lark's head knot. So I got my 2 fingers through the loop, and I'm going to go pinch the back side of it. And then now I have these 2 loops here. Where I pinched, I'm not going to let go. I'm going to let that be where the loop goes through. Now it goes through the loop, through the fire drop, and now I have myself a way to hang a tarp if I broke a grommet. Fire drop to the rescue. This is Firedrop Extreme. Anybody who's been watching my videos knows I like to take it to the next level. This is a fire drop. In this case, fire drop number 2, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cotton balls soaked with Vaseline. And that's going to be my emergency rainy day, tough weather, hard to get a fire going fire starter. So this is Firedrop Extreme. I should test it out. As we all know, if it ain't raining, we ain't training. Here's a cotton ball. We'll give it a fair fluffing up, and we'll light it. All right. Well, that doesn't have much burn time at all. Now we're going to talk about the fire drop. We're going to open it up. We're going to pop it and pull it out. Pull it apart so it's fluffy. so it has like a spiky hairdo. And then if I wanted, I could put this down and have it on here, so it's going to be a waterproof layer. But just to prove and make it fair to the original cotton ball that's burning out quite significantly, we're going to do it that way. There we go. On this rainy day, the cotton ball is just about tired out. Say for instance things are not going well with the fire drop, sometimes you could turn it over and it's going to burn even brighter because more fuel is exposed. So that's the beauty of a fire drop. The fire drop has a degree of waterproofness. Let's just take it out. And you can see how the different layers protect the foil. 1 layer, 2 layers, folded on itself. Oh no! 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 What have I done? What have I done to the fire drop? Oh, it's still intact. I'm going to try it out. Fluff it up. Get it ready. Get out the ferro-rod. Let's get it going here. There we go. Sweet. The fire drop works. The fire drop's one rockin' fire starter. Well, that was extremely stupid. I need a fire starter that's going to make up for that extreme stupidity. Firedrop Extreme to the rescue. Six cotton balls with Vaseline. Alright, the smart thing would be to get a base of wood down first. I forgot my gloves at home, so the only wood I got is what I could break with my hands. Okay, I got a base of wood down here because I want the fire to burn down and the embers to ignite it eventually. I did process this wood as best I could. So I got all these twigs. I'm going to start with that. Firedrop Extreme requires cutting it open with a rock, a knife, something. Now I got to get it started. I'll make it all fluffy and fuzzy. There we go. The Firedrop Extreme is working. I'm getting my fire starter away right away so it doesn't corrode. We're going to let the wind burn into the fire starter. That's a little example. Everything's going to burn. I don't want to smother it. I'll give it its time to ignite. This puts out a decent flame. In the meantime, I want to show you another Firedrop Extreme. Same concept, except I put a bigger hole so for transport purposes, so I can fit my pinky in here. That's just an option if you want to do it that way. So this one I'm going to rip like that. Get all these cotton balls ready. Get them exposed to the environment. And let's light them up. Actually, this is taking off pretty nice. Oh. I think it's time to add the next layer of kindling on. I'm glad I prepped it. This is actually going pretty fast. Well, this is Firedrop Extreme after all. Make sure there's a little bit of airspace in there. Let things burn. This is an example of what you get with Firedrop Extreme. That's pretty powerful. Everything will burn. The plastic will burn. The cotton balls and Vaseline will burn. It's just amazing. This is going pretty nice. I think I'm ready to add some more kindling on there. I'm going to add the same thickness of kindling. Then I'm going to add some more thicker stuff a little bit later. You can see the moisture burning off of these limbs. Firedrop Extreme is going to town here. You don't want to breathe in the plastic smoke though, I'll caution you on that. And again, we got a kind of a smoke signal here. Unintentional, but hey, moisture's got to burn off. This is extreme conditions after all. I don't recommend putting yourself in these conditions, but if you need something that's going to get you out of a bad situation, consider the Firedrop Extreme. Now it's time for some heavier wood. Looks like we're going to have some more smoke. I'm staying out of it. I don't want to breathe that stuff in. Look at that. I get to survive. I kind of have a signal. If I wanted more signaling, I'd put some boughs on there, the green branches. This is hemlock that I used here, but I really don't want a signal fire today because thankfully I'm not in a real survival situation. If I was, this would have changed everything. The last time I did a fire in the rain, it was kind of tough to get it started. It wasn't as rainy as it was that day, but I tried to make up for it by putting the sticks in the water. But this has been a good test of what the Firedrop Extreme can do. And look at this is still going. This will warm me up. This feels good. And this is for you to survive. I want to thank all my subscribers, everybody who watches. Thank you. Thank you for your comments. And I really want to grow more, so please subscribe and keep on drilling. Woohoo! Yeah! Firedrop Extreme, baby! For a second there, it looked pretty stupid to throw all that wood in the pond there, but, well, this was practice, so you proved the point. I'd never do that if this was for real. Yeah, at this point I can add wet wood because the fire's going pretty strong. I don't really like doing this, but it's possible. Oh, I'm warm now. I love the bow drill, but on a day like this, you're going to want to have something that's going to be strong enough to handle the conditions. So the bow drill's a backup. This should be a primary. This is like true survival training and knowledge. So think about that. Yes, I love the bow drill. Love it. But that's a backup.